Good evening and welcome to Wapakoneta High School, where that WSN has a Western Buckeye League matchup for you. The Elida Bulldogs are here to play the Wapakoneta Redskins. My name is Mark Schein. My pleasure to do play-by-play. Tonight's pregame and tips to the game are brought to you by State Bank. Contact the State Bank for all your banking and financial service needs. Visit yourstatebank.com, a member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Jack McGuire, both of these teams are playing very well lately. Elida's won 5 out of 6. Wapak's won 4 out of 5.
Absolutely, and you look at these two teams, it's going to be a phenomenal WBL matchup we've got. And when you look at Elida, just a lot of their production comes from those two guards, Zori Island, Amari Wash. So you look at those guys, they are obviously the contributors. But looking beyond them, Parker Krim, 65% of his rebounds are offensive. Yep, and if they can get him to put the ball back in the basket, that would be fantastic.
Okay, so Elida's guard play, we know that Wapakoneta is young and improving. How about keys to the game for both teams?
And as I just mentioned, Parker Krim, we know he can rebound the ball. Can he finish at the rim? He only shoots 40% for a guy that keeps pulling down all those rebounds. And next, you don't want to leave Ryan Richardson open. Wapak only shoots 30% from three for the game. Richardson is the majority of those at 39% on the season. Make them drive, get the ball out of Richardson's hands, and if you can't, get a hand in his face. Elida knows how to deflect passes, and Elida has to start hot and finish strong. First half total, they are plus 56 on the year, and in the second half, they're only plus 4, minus 17 on the year in the third quarter alone. And then when you look at Wapak, they got to solidify a third option. We know Ryan Richardson's that number one option. You have Caleb Moyer who can turn it on at any time. But I'm looking more at Blake Rogers, Caleb Adams. Can one of those two step up to give them a solid third option? And then you got to protect the paint. Like I said, Elida's guards, phenomenal finishers. Parker Krim on the boards. Adams for Wapak averages a block and a half per game. Can he control that paint and control everything coming to the basket? And then play loose. Elida is coming into this one in a WBL race. They have a shot for a share of the WBL title. They have a lot they're playing for. Wapak out of it now, so why not embrace the role of spoiler?
Wapakoneta, they are 9-9, 2-5 in the conference. Elida 11-6, 6-1. That's our pregame and tips to the game brought to you by State Bank. Contact the State Bank for all your banking and financial service needs. Visit yourstatebank.com, a member of the FDIC equal housing lender. Starting lineup, opening tip coming up after this. You're watching high school basketball on WOSN. Western Buckeye League action from Wapakoneta High School. The Elida Bulldogs are in town. Our scoreboard tonight is brought to you by White Road State College. Start your journey today at Road State College. And our first quarter sponsor tonight is Frost Roofing. Family owned and operated for over 96 years. Join the Frost family. They're an equal opportunity employer at 419-739-ROOF. Elida Bulldogs come in right with 11-6 record. They are 6-1 in conference play. They average 52.5 points a game. They give up 47.8. Let's go through the starting lineup for the Elida Bulldogs. They will start number 0, Zori Island. Zori is a 5'9 senior, averaging 13.9, 4.1 rebounds on the season. Number 2 is Parker Krim, 6'4 junior, 5.2 points per game, 8.5 rebounds. Number 3, Marcus Hill, 5'11 junior. Marcus averages 7.5 points per game. Number 4, Amari Wash, 5'11 junior, 15 points a game for him, 4.3 rebounds. The final starter is number 23, Evan Jackson, 6'3 senior, averaging 2.5 points per game. Wapakoneta, they come in at 9-9, 2-5 in the conference. They average 44.9. They give up 47.4, and they will start this way. Number 2 is Caleb Moyer, 6'2 junior, averaging 10.7 a game and 3.6 rebounds. Number 3, Blake Rogers, 6-foot sophomore, 7.3 points per game for him. 24 is Ryan Richardson, 6'2 junior, 12.3, 4.7 rebounds. Number 21, Caleb Adams, 6'5 sophomore, 7 points and 5 rebounds for him. And number 30, senior Ethan Cope, 6'8 senior. Jack McGuire, Ethan Cope is starting this evening. He is a senior. He's the only senior on the team. And like a lot of coaches do, final home game, he gets a start here tonight. I had a chance to talk to Brad Rex, the athletic director here last week. And he said Ethan Cope is as fine a young man as you can have. Wonderful person around the school. Good student. Great help around here. So congratulations to Ethan and wish him well in senior game tonight and then into the future.
No doubt. In a game like this, I think that size might help a little bit against Parker Cribb.
Yep.
So what better night for you not only to get a start, but maybe get a high-end contribution from a young man like that.
Our officiating crew tonight is George Mock, Brad Ellerbrock, and Brett Robertson. George Mock is about ready to toss the basketball. JV game tonight won by Wapakoneta 34-29. Parker Cribb, the jump center, and he will go up against Caleb Adams. And Adams tips it forward. And here comes Blake Rogers, and he hands off to Richardson, where's number 20. 21 is Caleb Adams, part of a talented South McClain. This is Cope, just touched the basketball. Richardson. This is what Wapak likes to do, be very patient. Cope looks inside and finally has to hand off to Blake Rogers.
You like the patience from Wapak, not wanting to force anything, letting Elida kind of work a little bit on that defensive side of the ball.
Had the ball for half a minute. Richardson wants to go baseline. And Ryan, when he wants to shoot the basketball, and when he is shooting the basketball well, he is a dangerous weapon. Pass is stolen inside. Wash heads the other way. Amari Wash to the rim. And it will roll off on him. Cope rebounds.
That impact of Caleb Adams. Didn't get the block, but even against Wash's speed, able to meet him at the cup.
Rogers heads to the rim. Scoop shot will roll out. And Krim rebounds. We'll head the other way. Ball in the hands of Zori Island. And Zori lost it off of Parker Cribb's leg, who kind of got in his way, heading to the rim. Moyer with the basketball. Richardson pull up three. Watch out, because when he gets cooking, he can be as hot as anybody. That's his 35th made three-point field goal. Tonight's three-point field goal sponsor is Webb Insurance Agency, serving Lima and Allen County for more than 100 years. With offices in downtown Lima and in Bluffton. 3-0 Redskins.
We mentioned it pregame. Wapak only 30% on the year from three, but it's Richardson who's carrying that load. He knows how to fire from outside.
Zori Island's three does not go, and Cope has another rebound.
And there's that size I mentioned. Anything he can get is a contribution in the positive.
See, Richards got out to him to hurry. They did, with Wash getting to him quickly before he could load up again. Adams, and then Steele. Island headed out with Wash. Bounce pass ahead to the rim. That was well done.
Amazing pass by Island there to find Wash. Those two are a connection we are well familiar with in this neck of the woods by now.
That's what those two guys do. They steal and they go in transition and feed off of each other very, very well. Moyer working against Hill. And Moyer gets it back. Thought it was stolen for a second. Cope on top.
Thought it was stolen, but it's those active hands by Elida. So many deflections on the year. 127
Richardson
coming in.
again. That one bounced short. Cope gets a big rebound and goes right up inside and rolls one in. Ethan Cope scores.
That's what you want. That's what you want on senior night. Get the young man going against a big body like Parker Cribb. Everybody in this place loving it.
3 rebounds already. Cribb spins baseline, goes off glass and scores.
That's what you need out of him. No fear. Just go up against whoever's in front of you and finish those close-range buckets.
Moyer with Hill in front of him. Marcus trying to make things difficult to get the ball over midcourt, and Moyer does. Handoff goes to Blake Rogers.
He's one of those you're looking for as maybe a third option.
Island almost with a steal, got it away from Richardson on the wing, but it will stay with the Redskins. 4:32 into this one. Tonight's game is presented by Superior Credit Union, home of the Superior checking account and official sponsor of the Western Buckeye League. Rogers. Richardson with Evan Jackson jumping out on him, and Hill will step in and get the first foul of the basketball game.
We mentioned active hands by Elida. Sometimes it comes back to bite you if you're a little too active.
Replay sponsor tonight is brought to you by Al's Woody's Diner in Wapak. Wapakoneta's best place for pizza, wings, subs, and burgers. Call 419-738-9111. Rogers, Moyer on the wing. Ball's tipped away. Zori Island heads the other way. Got Krim inside, but goes to Wash on top instead. Hill gets a three-look. Spins out. Parker Krim offensive rebound. Parker Krim offensive basket.
How many times are we going to say that all year, let alone tonight? Just too big of a body, can know how to work you down low, and he really needs to finish those, and he's able to do it early on here.
Pressure out front. Rogers beats it. Richardson, Hill's guarding him. Richardson again, spins into the lane, kick out. Cope's going to get a 7-footer, and Cope has another basket. Ethan Cope's got 4 in the opening quarter.
It goes from starting a game to maybe earning his time tonight. 4 points so far, and he is definitely a key contributor early.
7-6 Redskins. And Hill gets it. Ball got down in front of the student section from Wapak. Couldn't tell where it was happening. Parker Krim muscles up inside. Is going to get a couple of free throws.
And that's the other side of him being able to attack, not being afraid to go up. Don't worry about whether you're going to miss or make. If you can go up against a guy like him, you'll get the foul.
Free throw sponsor tonight is Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, located in Wapak, Dolphus, and St. Mary's. Locally owned and operated. Lee's is not just famous for chicken, we're famous for catering too. The foul went to Cope, his first, Wapak's first. Comes the second Parker Krim free throw. And he knocks the game at 7. For sub in the basketball game will be number 11 for Elida, Noah Jospel, 6'4 junior, and he takes Krim's place.
Also sitting is Cope for Wapak, but I have a feeling we'll see him sooner rather than later again.
There's really big pressure right time. Rogers. And what's the call? We're going to get a foul on Zori Island. They had him trapped, and Zori reached in.
Yeah, you want to be careful. You had him right where you wanted. Don't want to get too over-aggressive and bail them out.
The sub for Copen was Elliott Block, 6'4 sophomore, part of a talented young class coming through for the Redskins. This is Block right here, number 11 with the basketball. He is matched up with Jospel. The two number 11s just entered the game. Richardson behind the screen. Moyer likes to post up inside. Moyer comes off a screen that time. Here's Richardson, and the ball went out of bounds off of, looked like it went off the leg of Hill.
Yeah, you mentioned the youth of these Redskins. We're going to be hearing these guys' names for quite some time. You got Cope, the lone senior, and you only have two juniors in Richardson and Moyer. So after next year, they will definitely be handing the baton off for what seems to be a talented class coming up.
Subs for each team. Number 4, Ethan Brandt. Where's number 4? He's a 6'1 sophomore for Wapak. And Brody Altenbach, 6' junior. He also wears number 1. And he checks in for Elida. Richardson. Moyer. And Moyer gets into the lane. Hook shot. Nope. Tipped around. Jackson rebounds. Elida with a chance to take a lead.
And you want that if you're Elida, because Walpak's been doing a good job trying to get Elida to play the Redskins game. That half-court patient set, Elida likes to get out with their speed of that backcourt.
Wash. Pull up 3. Bounces. Nope. Jackson rebounds and brings it back out. Zori Island heads into the lane and lost it, but into a teammate's hand. Wash gets another 3 look, and that one he makes.
And we know he can do that. Amari Wash, 32% on the year.
Makes a Webb Insurance Agency 3-point field goal, puts his team up 3. Amari has 18 of those on the season now. Block looking for somebody. Bounce pass inside. That was a well-executed play. It ends up with Caleb Adams getting a basket.
Outstanding pass, knowing where the opening is.
Wash goes right to the rim and scores again. He's got 7 in the opening quarter.
And for his size, he's just fearless. He not only wants to score, but he, in his mind, says, I'm going to score no matter who's in front of me.
Caleb Adams has to break the press and then ends up in the hands of Elliott Block. Moyer coming off a screen. 12-9 here. Bulldogs, under a minute to go. And it looks like Coach Trey Elkert says we'd like to play last shot. Nope, he's got an opening brain, and that shot's blocked by Jackson and getting rebounds as well.
Active hands. Doesn't have to be on the perimeter, doesn't have to be at the side. You can have active hands up top.
With half a minute to go in the quarter, Coach Ryan Howard says we will take the last shot of this quarter. Missouri Island has the basketball in his hands, 13.9 points per game. For him, he's got a set called. Altenbach heads away. And Coach Howard's yelling, go, go, go. And pass was headed inside. There's a foul first with 4.7 left. That goes to Ethan Brandt. And back into the game comes Parker Krim.
Not the worst foul in the world. 4.5 seconds left. Kind of gives Elida a little bit of a forceful set, trying to get a shot up before the buzzer.
And just we got another sub popping up the bench. Aaron Sadler checks in. He's now wears number 23, 6'2 sophomore for Coach Elkert. And Brody Altenbach will be the inbounder to Island. Back to Altenbach. He's a three-point shooter. Gets one up and nailed it at the buzzer. Great substitution from Coach Howard. That's his 20th three-point field goal on the season. Three-point field goal brought to you by Webb Insurance. 15-9. Bulldogs at the break. You're watching high school basketball on WOSN. John Stocker, DDS, is tonight's premier sponsor for the Elida Bulldogs, providing dental care for the high school sports fan. And our replay tonight is brought to you by Al's Woody's Diner in Wapak. Wapak's best place for pizza, wings, subs, and burgers. Call 419-738-9111. Three-point field goal by Brody Altenbach. Makes it 15-9 at the quarter break for Elida. Amari Wash has 7, Parker Krim 5. On the other side, Ethan Cope with 4. 3 for Ryan Richardson, 2 for Caleb Adams.
And Cope was really a nice addition, not just getting the start, but able to contribute early and give Wapak some confidence early. But like we said, Parker Krim going to work, finishing close, and then Amari Wash just getting his rhythm going. Now let's see if maybe they can shift to Missouri Island, because that's the beauty of Elida. They've got options.
It will be Elida's basketball in the black and orange to start quarter number 2. Evan Jackson on the wing. Altenbach, who just made the 3 a moment ago. Island, Zori to the rim. Zori goes up and is looking for a teammate to pass it to, and threw it out of bounds.
There's that aggressiveness, just nobody on the other end of that pass for Island.
This is Trent Lisi, who wears number 5. He becomes the 9th Redskin to play in the opening half. To the wing it goes, to block. Backdoor cut Richards, but there was 2 players for that. Wash was there, so was Jackson, so that was a well-scouted play.
We know he can thread the needle. He did it in the first quarter. That one just a little bit too much distance.
Rogers is the inbounder. Bounces it into Moyer. Spins into the lane. Hook shot. Bounces out. Gets his own rebound. Back up with left hand and scores.
Caleb Moyer, nearly 11 points on the season. Shoots 44% from the field. So we know he knows how to put the ball in the basket, especially from close range.
It's a 4-point game. Krim tried to post up inside, and Altenbach on the wing when he made that 3 just a moment ago. Wash throws it inside to Krim. Jackson has to get it back up to Wash. Wash from 15 feet, bounces around, rebound, Krim, stick back, yes. Parker Krim's got 6.
And he is getting himself into the game early. Both offensive boards he has, he's put them back up and in, making sure he's staying aggressive at the basket.
Actually, Jackie's got 7. I forgot the free throw he made a moment ago. Richardson tries to go baseline and goes up over top and scores.
And it's not just the outside. We know he has scoring ability.
He's got 5 in the game now. Another pass down to Krim. Low spins baseline and gets his own rebound. Nope, that time he didn't. That one was ripped away from him instead by Adams. And what do we get? Held ball. Yes. Our second quarter tonight is brought to you by Frost Roofing, family owned and operated for over 96 years. Join the Frost family. They're an equal opportunity employer. Call 419-739-ROOF.
Active hands by Zori Island. Right there. This time able to pull off the jump ball. And here we see Cope back in the game, giving some size for Wapak.
I think both teams have their starting lineup in the game right now. This is going to be a three, and out of the corner, three ball for Blake Rogers. 3-point field goals tonight are brought to you by Webb Insurance Agency, serving Lima and Allen County for more than 100 years with offices in downtown Lima and in Bluffton. Cope rebounds.
Rogers is going to be one of those guys Wapak's going to look toward to see if he can get going, maybe provide another option in case Moyer and Richardson get doubled up.
An errant pass down inside as Rogers was breaking to the corner as the pass went to where he was just a moment ago, and a couple of teammates saying, my bad. 5:23 to go here. We did not have a timeout in the opening quarter. Timeouts are brought to you tonight by Metzger Financial Services, if and when we get one. Wash, hands off to Hill and to Island. Zori takes a three, and that one doesn't go. Krim fights for the rebound, and with Cope defending it, missed the shot.
Parker Krim's going to stay on those boards, but now he's probably adjusting that shot a little bit, having to get over the 6'8" frame of Cope.
Blake Rogers, Wapak trying to take the lead back that they had for the majority of the opening quarter. Richardson gets a three. Look with Krim in his face. Missed that. Wash rebounds. Pass ahead. Island, can he track it down? He does. How about that transition basket? Zori's first basket.
Absolutely perfect pass and a soft touch by Zori, knowing he had his momentum going with the score there.
Up the wing quickly comes Caleb Adams. He's got Evan Jackson in his face. Rogers to Richardson. They run him off the three-point line that time. Good defense by Wash to keep Rogers from getting to the rim, but Rogers gets a three look. Hill tracks it down. Elida in transition all the way to the rim. Hill goes up and scores in transition. Marcus Hill's first basket puts up the 5-point lead by the Bulldogs.
That's someone who's really starting to have an effect on this Bulldog team, really coming into his own as the season grows.
I would agree with that. He has made tremendous progress with this Bulldog team this year. Richardson's team trails by 5.
It's not only offensively. You look at at Marcus Hill's defensive efforts; those come in handy too for a team competing in the WBL.
Adams comes off the screen. We're going to get a foul. The slap down is going to go against Parker Krim, his first. Tonight's game is presented for your viewing pleasure by Superior Credit Union, home of the Spirit checking account and official sponsor of the Western Buckeye League. Rogers looks and finally has to lob it out front to Adams. Richardson, step back from 17. Short, rebound, Hill.
That one may be a little forced. Maybe they could be a little patient on that one with the step back fadeaway.
Coach Howard calls the set. Zori Island will back it out with 3 minutes to go before halftime. Zori gets 2 screens, and the pass wasn't very good. Cope ends up with the basketball. Pass ahead. This is Adams head to the rim, and Adams scores. Caleb Adams has 4, basket in each quarter. And we're going to get a timeout brought to you by Metzger Financial Services. Back in a moment. You're watching high school basketball on WOSN. Timeouts there brought to you by Metzger Financial Services, helping you plan your financial future. Call 419-225-6067 or visit MetzgerFinancialServices.com. Our free throw sponsor tonight is Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, located in Wapak, Delphus, and St. Mary's. Locally owned and operated, Lee's is not just famous for chicken, we're famous for catering too. That Metzger Financial Services timeout went to Coach Howard. He liked how that last play bogged down. His team is up by 3 with 2:47 to go before halftime. Zori Island walks it up the court. Going to get a screen. And they double him up. Wash goes baseline. And right out of the timeout, Amari Wash picks up points 8 and 9.
Such a quick first step by Wash. Able to go baseline and finish with limited defense around him thanks to his speed.
That puts the lead back up to 5 in favor of the Bulldogs. Rogers comes off a screen. And flare by Richardson, but Evan Jackson ran him off the line. They have been doing a really good job with that. He's only been able to get one clean look. Island looks, Hill on the wing. Back to Zori. Works the lane, a little runner inside, and he's going to score and 4 plus a free throw coming for Zori Island. The foul will go to, let's see. Did they put that up on the board? I know Block's back in the game. And the foul will go to Blake Rogers, his first.
And that's one way to start your scoring for the night. Get an aggressive drive to the cup and able to have the soft floater with the contact to go in.
Lee's famous recipe chicken free throw goes for Zori Island. He's a 74% free throw shooter on the season. Elida goes 2-2-1 zone press. Adams. Richardson to Rogers. Elida up 8, goes back to their man-to-man after the press. Backdoor, and had it defended pretty well. Elida really defends well, don't they?
It's a lot of switching, a lot of active hands. It sounds such a simple formula, but right there, able to poke it away.
And we're going to get a held ball that should favor Elida. Scoreboard Night is brought to you by Road State College. Start your journey today with Road State College. That scoreboard says 26 for the Bulldogs, 18 for the Redskins. And the arrow does favor the black and orange. And that means Zori Island's possession.
And as we were talking about their defense, it sounds like a simple formula, just energy, effort, and active hands. That's how Elida is able to get it done defensively and turn into things like this, able to get the ball back on the offensive end.
Good look by Wash, and he found it cutting Evan Jackson. Really good vision to find Jackson, who went to the rim when he saw the double team. That's his first basket.
And when you're open, that wide open, you need the basketball. You need to reward him for having nobody around him.
The lead has grown to 10. Wapak trying to cut into it before the halftime break. Block looks inside at Moyer, but Island does a good job of getting around him. Block. Richardson.
And something unique is seeing Parker Krim on the perimeter defending, able to use his athleticism a little bit and really stay in front of those guys out there. Now he's able to switch back down to the block.
Rogers comes off a double pick. Block was open inside, but Wash scrambled to it. Elida with a chance to shoot one before the buzzer. Pull up from midcourt. And Elida will take a 28-18 lead to the break. You're watching high school basketball, WOSN. We're back at Wapakoneta High School, where Jack and I are dodging the T-shirt cannon. Firing stuff up here. Tonight's halftime adjustment is brought to you by Wapakoneta Ford. View our new and pre-owned inventory at wapakonetaford.net or visit us at 613 North Dixie Highway in Wapakoneta. Wapakoneta, they have quarter scores of 9 and 9 for the Redskins for their 18. Elida 15 and 13 for their 28. Jack, the first thing I look at, we talked about Elida, how well they defend. Just 18 points on the board. More importantly, they didn't foul. The Wapak never got a chance to shoot a free throw, so they defend, but they don't foul doing it.
And that's what you want. If you're going to have as active hands and as much energy as they've got going, you don't want to foul. They don't, and it shows on the scoreboard a 10-point difference. And for them, they need to just keep doing that. They need to stay aggressive. No change in anything, because one thing that's both benefited Wapak and hurt Wapak, thanks to Elida's defense, is there's no number one scoring option for the Redskins. Elida is holding all of them in check, including Ryan Richardson, who they're running off the three-point line, getting the ball out of his hands, and if he's able to, getting a hand in his face. We saw Evan Jackson have that athletic contest attempt early on. So for Elida, it's keep the energy, keep the active hands. Not a matter of blocking. It's not a matter of fouling. Just active hands, get those deflections. And if you're Wapak, you need to find someone to take control of this game. Yes, you have the balanced scoring, but that means no rhythm coming from anybody.
Wapakoneta led in scoring by Ryan Richardson. He has 5, including a made 3-point field goal. Elida's led in scoring by Parker Krim. He has 7. Zori Island has 5. Amari Wash, he has 9. Second half action coming up after this. Our halftime is brought to you by Wapakoneta Ford. View our new and pre-owned inventory at wapakonetaford.net or visit us at 613 North Dixie Highway in Wapakoneta. Second half action coming up. You're watching high school basketball on WOSN. And we are back at Wapakoneta High School. John Stocker, DDS, is tonight's premier sponsor for the Elida Bulldogs, providing dental care for high school sports fans. And also tonight, our third quarter sponsor is brought to you by Frost Roofing, family owned and operated for over 96 years. Join the Frost family. They are equal opportunity employer. Call 419-739-ROOF. Back at Wapakoneta, the tournament draw, Jack, is on Sunday. Wapak plays in Division III. They will be in the Elida or Toledo Central Catholic District. The Elida Bulldogs are D4, and they will be in the Findlay District. Of course, the district tournament starts on the 17th of this month, and 5 weeks of tournament this year with a new alignment.
Yep.
So we're looking forward to that. WSN staff, our guys will get together. We'll start looking at the brackets on Sunday night, but on Monday we'll get together, try to look at how we want to plan out our tournament schedule. We already have some ideas for the girls tournament, which starts this week. We'll be looking mostly at their district action next week, as we have a pretty full week of boys action this week when the girls play their sectionals.
Always a fun time of year.
Oh,
no matter what they
is.
want, what's changed or what's not changed, it's always a good time of year when you have postseason basketball.
Jack, I've said this for a long, long time. There are people like Easter, people like Christmas. I like March. Now, obviously, we're starting this year in the middle of February as the tournament things have changed a little bit. But, yeah, this next 5 weeks, but one more week of regular season, 5 weeks of the tournament this year. Really looking forward to how that is going to take place. Wapakoneta will get to basketball first, and they are trailing by 10. The inbound will be Ryan Richardson. He's got 5 in the game. He throws back into the backcourt to Blake Rogers. Each team has gone with their starting lineup here in quarter number 3. To the wing it goes to Richardson. And the ball is tipped by Wash, and they're the active hands.
Right out of the gate. Right out of the gate, you see Zori Island trying to jump the pass.
Shot was knocked down by Caleb Adams. He got Marcus Hill's shot rejected.
And that's what he's known for defensively, a block and a half a game, so he knows how to get up and send them away.
6'5" sophomore. Here's Cope on top. He had 4 in the opening quarter. Rogers looking inside. And they wanted to run a backdoor cut, and Elida had it once again defended very, very well.
Elida staying active defensively, and just a miscommunication there by Wapak, and you don't want to do that against such a savvy and opportunistic defense like the Bulldogs.
Well, the best thing you could say about it, it was a dead ball turnover, so they're not out running in transition, but it was turnover nevertheless. Marcus Hill comes off a screen, and Zori Island. Zori, step back 3. A hit on the end line. Zori's made 31 of those this year. Part of his 13.9 points per average, 2.9 assists, 2 steals a game. And Richardson will inbound.
On a consistent basis, he leads this team in percentage, a little over 39% from 3 on the year, and him just trying to find his rhythm and get involved in this game.
Taking the ball down, trying to score at this end. Krim gets the rebound. Shot was missed by Adams. And we played a minute plus, and nobody's on the board yet here in the second half. Wash with the basketball.
Mari wanting to slow it down a little bit as you come up the court, just slow it up and try to be patient and get on the board.
He gets a Parker Krim screen and plays behind it. This is Island now on the right side. And Jackson in the corner. Zori Island Lost his balance. He might have turned an ankle. That didn't look good. Now he's up playing again. Slid on a wet spot, I would guess.
And Zori early on, I wouldn't say forcing, but really getting aggressive, trying to get on the board so he can have a rhythm in case this one comes down the stretch.
He's 2 minutes gone into quarter number 3. Caleb Moyer being harassed out front by Wash. Richardson comes off a screen, goes up from 17, short, ball's tipped. Wash gets to it and sprints down the court. That shot's blocked by Rogers right to Moyer.
Spectacular transition defense. Richardson not getting the shot to go. Amari knowing he's going to turn on the Jets. And Rogers just staying with him and staying patient and getting the block.
Coming off of screens, Caleb Adams. Rogers gets a 3 look, and he made one of those in the opening half. Nick Rogers has 6 points. Our 3-point field goal sponsor tonight is Webb Insurance Agency, serving Lima and Allen County for more than 100 years, with offices in downtown Lima and in Bluffton. Cuts the lead to 7.
And he knows how to make an impact behind the arc, too. He's not far behind Richardson at 36%. He's got a couple on the night, so we'll see if he can step up and give Wapak maybe another scoring option.
Marcus Hill at the 3-point line. He will hand off to Wash. Spin move into the lane. Goes up through traffic. Gets it blocked. A lot of size in there. 2-on-1 the other way. Rogers throws it back to Adams. And Hill rebounds. Just a little off balance to try to catch and shoot there.
Active hands by Wapak this time.
3.5 minutes into the quarter. Elida has the score. They're going to take a Metzger Financial Services timeout. You're watching high school basketball on WOSN. Timeouts tonight are brought to you by Metzger Financial Services, helping you plan your financial future. Call 419-225-6067 or visit MetzgerFinancialServices.com. And our scoreboard tonight is brought to you by Rhodes State College. Start your journey today at Rhodes State College. Elida, no points on the board. 3.5 minutes in. Coach Howard wants a timeout.
And this is going to be a unique quarter to keep an eye on. I mentioned pregame, Elida is the third quarter is the only quarter this year that in total they are minus 17 in the third quarter. So let's see if Wapak can feed off that 3 by Rogers and maybe make this a game.
Krim bounce pass inside Jackson, but he missed. Krim rebounds and lost it in traffic. Good pass from Krim, good cut, just didn't finish.
And you're going to need those.
Block checked in. He tried to get baseline, couldn't get away from Krim. And to the rim and going up and scoring. Nope, we're going to get an offensive foul. Looks like Caleb Adams will be charged for running over a Bulldog. Here's a replay tonight brought to you by Al's Woody's Diner in Wapak. Wapak's best place for pizza, wings, and subs and burgers. Call 419-738-9111. Good defensive possession.
Just check off another thing these Bulldogs are able to do, getting the charge there.
Wapak has defended well here in this quarter. Actually, they have throughout the basketball game. Some transition baskets have cost them a bit, but half court they've been pretty good. Krim down low. Krim spins in the lane and scores. Parker Krim now has 9 in the game. That ties Amari Wash for leadership for Elida.
People arguing the travel, but nobody said it had to be pretty. You just got to score.
And the runner in the lane will go for Elliott Block. So things starting to heat up a little bit in the quarter. Back to 7 it goes. Island on the wing, Jackson on top. Zori Island steps back for a 3, and Zori Island rattles in a 3, his first of the evening, 32nd of the year. 3-point field goal tonight brought to you by Webb Insurance Agency. And the lead goes back to 10 where it was at halftime.
That's not a guy you want to see the ball go through the net. He averages nearly 14 on the year and finally able to get on the board again here in this third quarter.
Caleb Moyer tries to back down inside against Wash, cannot, and they get to Richardson on the perimeter in a hurry. Richardson, that ball stolen. Hill's headed to the rim. Marcus Hill finishes and able to get an and one opportunity.
And that's what we see from the Bulldogs. Not just the active hands. He had the presence of mind to jump that pass and get to the other end for the score.
Tonight's free throw sponsor is Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, located in Wapak, Delphos, and St. Mary's. Locally owned and operated, Lee's is not just famous for chicken. We're famous for catering, too. And we're going to get a Mexico Financial Services timeout by Wapakoneta. You're watching high school basketball on WOSN. Tonight's game is being presented by Superior Credit Union, home of the Spirit checking account and official sponsor of the Western Buckeye League. And tonight's replay is brought to you by Al's Woody's Diner in Wapak. Wapak's best place for pizza, wings, subs, and burgers. Call 419-738-9111. Here's good news, Jack. The pizza cannon is shooting at the other side of court. Not t-shirt cannon is shooting at the other. Now they spun it over this way. Hopefully it won't drill us again.
And if they point it this way, I will switch spots with you.
Marcus Hill goes to the free throw line. The foul is on Elliott Block. He lied up 12, looking at 13 as Hill makes a free throw. Marcus, it's just a 58% free throw shooter on the season. Looked pretty good right there, and Altenbach will replace him.
Take any opportunity you can get.
8-5 quarter in favor of the Bulldogs after a bit of a slow start. 2:22 to go. Boyer. Caleb Adams. Richardson ran all the way through two screens. They still couldn't get away from Island. Now he's on the three-point line. Gets picked up by Wash that time. I'll have to switch that time because Island went right to Moyer. Didn't let him score on the roll either.
They've been doing it all night. That's where this defense has been feeding. Their active hands come from the switches.
Zori Island from 12 bounces out, tip to Moyer. Redskins headed the other way. Richardson finally gets an open look, and Moyer gets another rebound. Block gets a three look, and he nails it. Elliott Block, and if my stat page is correct, that's Elliott Block's first three-point field goal of the year, brought to you by Webb Insurance Agency.
That's what you need. Wapak not able to get anyone in a solid rhythm this game, so you got to start feeding into the balanced scoring. Block there with a wide-open shot.
Elida up 10, just like they were at half, and they're playing pretty slow. They're going to play the quarter out, it looks like, as we're under a minute. Wash. Excuse me, that was Island. This is Altenbach, and back to Island it goes again. Wash. With three guys on the perimeter right now. Remember, Altenbach made a three back at the end of quarter number one. He's standing on the left wing right now.
Same spot where he made that three, so you got to imagine the Redskins have at least a small eye on him.
Island just called the play. Jospel came out to get the basketball, and then it goes to Wash, and here we go. This is Jospel. Altenbach. Wash on a cut. Island comes off a screen. Zori works the lane. Euro step, left it short. Rebound to Block. The long three at the buzzer. Goes off the backboard. We are at the same spot we were at halftime. It'll be a 10-point lead for the Bulldogs. You're watching high school basketball on WOSN. All right, we're back at Wapakoneta High School, where tonight our quarter sponsor is Frost Roofing. Family owned and operated for over 96 years. Join the Frost family, their equal opportunity employer. Call 419-739-ROOF. And our three-point sponsor tonight is Webb Insurance Agency, serving Lima and Allen County for more than 100 years, with offices in downtown Lima and in Bluffton. Jack McGuire, I see 9 for Mari Wash. I see 9 for Parker Krim. I see 8 for Zori Island on one side. Leading score for the Wapakoneta Redskins is Blake Rogers with 6, and a lot of guys with 5 and 4, so balanced scoring, but still a 10-point lead for the Bulldogs.
And one factor in for Elida's defense is a name we have not heard much of this evening is Caleb Moyer. We all know that he knows how to get on the boards. He knows how to finish close. He knows how to be that presence to just get energy and effort going for the Redskins. Elida's completely taken him out of this game. So I feel like that factors in a little bit to that balanced scoring and what the scoreboard looks like now.
This is Zori Island with the basketball. Eben Jackson and then Brody Altenbach. Krim gets a screen, then Wash on top. And he works the lane. And short jumper in the lane. Amari Wash did not score in quarter number 3. He becomes the first player in the game to be in double figures. He has 11 now.
Really good having a low center of gravity. Got a little aggressive, kind of misstepped a little bit, but able to gather and put it in.
Block working on Krim and missed the shot. Was going to get a couple of free throws. Free throw sponsor tonight is Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, located in Wapak, Delphos, and St. Mary's. Local and operated. Lee's is not just famous for chicken, we're famous for catering too. Parker Krim picked up his second foul. Into the free throw line goes Elliott Block.
And that's something from Wapak we have not seen, is kind of an aggressiveness. Elida's really forced the ball out of all of their hands. So Block just getting to the cup, whether he scores or not, and be able to draw a foul, big there.
That is the first free throw of the evening tonight. In fact, the first 2 free throws of the evening tonight for the Wapakoneta Redskins. They split the pair. The lead is at 11. Jackson looking inside to Krim. And then they go to Wash on top. Island now. Zori. Wash gets a 3 look, and that's off the rim. Moyer gets another rebound. He will head the other way, looking to get to the rim, hit this end. Block made a 3 earlier today. Into the lane he goes. Caleb Adams gets a 3 out of the corner, and he makes a 3-point field goal. Brought to you by Webb Insurance Agency.
Not too often he makes those, but you're happy when he does.
His 7th of the year, and we're going to get a tie up inside, or is it a foul? It is a tied, held ball. Our premier sponsor tonight for the Elida Bulldogs is John Stocker DDS, providing dental care for high school sports fans. Arrow will favor the Wapakoneta Redskins, trailing by 8.
And a great sequence there by Caleb Adams. Has the 3 on one end, and then just the contest on the other, which leads to that jump ball to give them the ball back.
Block being pressured by Krim, and Krim will pick up a foul. That will be Parker Krim's 3rd foul. And the first of this, or second of this 4th quarter. See it again on our replay tonight, brought to you by Al's Woody's Diner.
And that aggressiveness has gotten Elida to this point so far. A little over-aggressive there, especially on the perimeter where it's not too often Parker Krim is.
Moyer looks and finally gets it in bounds. Blake Rogers. Blake's got 6 points on a pair of made 3-point field goals. Here's Moyer where he likes to operate, but Wash tips it away from him. And that ball is tipped from behind by Island. They are so disruptive with those quick hands.
And they finally get in the hands of Moyer, and who thinks he has a mismatch with Wash, but Wash kind of a bigger frame for a smaller guard and able to hold his own against Moyer.
Rogers looked at 3, got by Hill instead, goes to the rim. Shot was missed. The rebound went to Krim, and Parker was fouled from behind.
And we all know that's his impact. Just get the boards.
Elliott Block becomes the first Redskin to pick up 2 fouls in the basketball game, and they're going to show a 2-2-1 zone press. Bounce pass into Island. And Wash finally beats the traffic to midcourt, and Wash goes to the rim, bounces off of Moyer, gets a shot swatted down, Krim rebounds, and Krim fell down, but he was helped there with a foul on Elliott Block, who now has 3 in the game.
A lot of contact on that sequence in general, and for them to call the foul when somebody finally hits the floor gives the sense that we know what this game might be down the stretch.
Zori Island is the inbounder. And finally gets it slapped back at him by Caleb Adams. 6'5" Adams making it difficult to inbound the basketball.
And that's what he does, just makes things difficult with his length.
Way out front, the lob pass goes to Wash. Coach Howard's calling the set with 5:45 to go in this one. Krim backs down, spins in the lane, uses the left-handed, gets his own rebound, battles with Moyer. Island gets a three out of the corner that bounces around, and Richardson had it for a moment. Who to go off of? Eben Jackson was over there, went off of Richardson.
And Parker Krim on that rebound / just keeping the ball alive. His active energy at the rim led to that open shot attempt by Island.
Amari Wash with 11 points in the game, and he only 2 points for the Bulldogs in the fourth quarter. Krim comes off the screen. He's got block on his back. Goes baseline, spins in the lane. Parker Krim goes up and scores. Parker Krim becomes a double-figure score with 11. And we are going to get a timeout. It's the Metzger Financial Services timeout. You're watching high school basketball on WSN. Tonight's timeouts are brought to you by Metzger Financial Services, helping you plan your financial future. Call 419-225-6067 or visit MetzgerFinancialServices.com. Our game is presented tonight by Superior Credit Union, home of the Spirit checking account and official sponsor of the Western Buckeye League. Each team has 3 timeouts remaining in the basketball game. With that timeout, Bulldogs back on top by 10. Parker Krim becomes a double-figure scorer with 11, tying Amari Wash. It's like the leading scorers for Wapak are Blake Rogers with 6. And here's a 7 by Caleb Adams. I missed his three-point field goal a minute ago. That would lead the Redskins in scoring.
I like what I'm seeing from Parker Krim. Usually gets his production off those offensive boards, but in the first half, there's been a couple times, and then right there before the timeout, actually going to a set for him to let him back down and go to work a little bit.
Blake Rogers will set things up as Coach Elkert's directing traffic. Each team has 2 team fouls in this quarter as well. Richardson gets a screen and then has to go baseline and gets up and scores. Ryan Richardson has 7 now, his first basket of the second half. 8-point game.
A good touch by him, and that's someone who's also a name we've heard plenty, but not a lot of shots going down for him, so able to see one go in, a benefit for him.
Island comes off a couple of screens. Now Hill in the corner, and Eben Jackson on top. Krim down low again. Skip pass out to Island, and Hill on the wing. And Elida looking to be very patient with his possession. 8-point lead. We're halfway through quarter number 4.
Wapak staying patient too. You don't want to lull yourself to sleep with this ball constantly getting passed around.
Here's Krim in the low post. Moyer doubles down on him, gets a steal, and Moyer makes a nice play, gets it to Elliott Block. Richardson ahead of the pack. Gets stripped loose by Island, but Zori was standing out of bounds when he did so.
Outstanding defensive effort by Caleb Moyer. Not able to get in the scoring column much tonight, so he says, fine, I'll just play solid defense going against a big body like Parker Krim, able to knock it away. But then on the other end, Zori Island, active hands in transition.
Moyer's posted up inside, and he wants to spin the lane. It's fouled before he can get a shot off. Foul will go to Amari Wash. That's Amari's first of the game. Elliott Block has 3 fouls for Wapakoneta. Parker Krim has 3 for Elida. The only people even close to being in foul trouble in this one. Moyer, Richardson, and then Block. Block made a 3 from right about there a moment ago. Adams trying to get to the lane. And Rogers on the wing.
This defense suffocating by Elida. Richardson, just a couple seconds ago, thought he had enough room, but
Krim
not
blocks
enough.
it. Yep.
Just like that.
Yep. Blocks that 3. And Wash shuts off Richardson from getting to the rim. There's a shove in the back right there. And that will be the 4th team foul this quarter on Elida. Zori Island picks up his 2nd.
You got to be careful. Such quality defense by Elida. You don't want those so-called bailout fouls where so much time taken off and you foul.
Richardson nails a 3 ball. Ryan Richardson becomes a double-figure scorer. as he makes a Webb Insurance 3-point field goal. Then his coach calls timeout. You're watching high school basketball on WOSN. John Stocker DDS is tonight's premier sponsor for the Elida Bulldogs, providing dental care for the high school sports fans. And our replays tonight are brought to you by Al's Woody's Diner in Wapak. Wapak's best place for pizza, wings, subs, and burgers. Call 419-738-9111. That will be the third timeout called by the Redskins. And they are trailed by 5 with 3:07 to go.
And we see that opportunity. That bailout foul, I called it for Wapak. It's opportunistic, slows the game down, gives you a breath, and then you see Ryan Richardson nail that three in the corner right after it. So Wapak now in this game with just around 3 minutes left.
The Redskins have only committed 2 fouls, so they can be very aggressive on a couple of times and still not put Elida to the foul line, but right to the rim goes Zori Island, and he becomes a double-figure scorer with 10.
What a finish by him, hanging in the air and able to get that one up and under to go. Impressive finish by Island there.
Kicks the lead back up to 7. Adams looking inside at Moyer and block on the top of the circle. Richardson, Moyer has to come out to the wing to get it now. Caleb heads baseline. Richardson gets a 3 over Jackson, and scrambling for the rebound is Amari Wash.
Well contested there by Evan Jackson. He's had a few on Richardson this evening.
We're at 2 and change in this fourth quarter. Hill in the corner. Trap action, 1-3-1 style from Wapakoneta. Island splits that trap and traveled trying to get a pass down inside. Took an extra step before he got rid of the basketball. Into the game comes Trent Lisi. And Trent's in the basketball game because this year he has made 6 3-point field goals. And under 2 minutes to go, that would look advantageous to the Redskins right here.
And that's where they've had their opportunity, is in the half court. Able to get Elida in the half court a lot this evening, and that's where they make their best defensive plays.
Richardson, Islands jumped out on him. Moyer gets to the rim. Caleb missed the shot. Jackson rebounds, and under pressure from Richardson, Island lost the basketball out of bounds.
Wanted to turn on the Jets and get up in transition because that's their game, and just loses it out of bounds. But Moyer staying aggressive, getting to the cup, just not able to get that one to go.
94 seconds left in this one. And Moyer finds on top where it goes to Blake Rogers, working against Hill. Jackson tips it away. Island gets it. Zori to the rim and finishes. Zori's got 12 now. Good play by Evan Jackson.
Absolutely, just deflecting that ball. Zori using his body a little bit as an extra defender in a way to just extend and finish at the cup.
Adams, Rogers, Richardson on top, 3, bounces around. Krim rebounds, under a minute to go. Wapak with fouls to give, and there's one of them. That one will go to Caleb Moyer. That's Caleb's first, team's third. So with 56.4 to go, there are fouls to give before free throw shooting, at least one.
We mentioned Evan Jackson on that Richardson 3 attempt. Evan Jackson's presence obviously feels like it was a little higher arcing than normal.
Zori ball fakes and gives it to Krim and says, let's just back it out and run some clock.
They know how to be patient with it.
Hill was working that time. That foul, I think, also goes to Caleb Moyer, and it does. That's the last foul before free throws for either team. Wapak will be at Elida tomorrow evening before finishing Western Buckeye League play and the regular season next Friday at Bath. Elida will be home game with Finley. There's a lob inside to Krim and missed it. Then next Tuesday, they will have Bluffton at home, a game that will be on WTLW next Tuesday night before they finish up on the 14th at St. Mary's and the 15th at Jefferson. 48.1 to go. Redskins trail by 9. Need some offense in a hurry.
And that's where that becomes an issue. Nobody really in rhythm during this game, so hard to know who's going to be the one to step up.
If you need to know what kind of athlete Parker Krim is, watch how far he went to secure that rebound and do so with a strong pair of hands.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's the reason he has well over 100 offensive rebounds on the season.
Caleb Richardson will pick up his first foul to the free throw line for Lee's famous recipe chicken free throws. Will be Amari Wash, 11 points in the game for him, a 65% free throw shooter. Into the game will come Ethan Cope, the lone senior on the Redskins team, and kind of nice to see him out here for the final 35 seconds for his final home game.
Absolutely. Start the game, finish the game. That's what you want to see from a senior.
Here's Wash again. Amari has 12. When this game is over, we'll talk about Stolly Hustle Award winner, and then we'll also try to get an interview with the winning coach if we can get the winning coach up here after he deals with his team. Moyer for three. And rebound, Wash. And we're at the top of the downstairs section when I heard Coach Howard yell, hold it. Instead, we're going to get a foul. Let's see who they assess that one to. It goes to Caleb Adams. To the free throw line will go Zori Island, 12 in the game for him, a 74% free throw shooter. Made his only opportunity there this evening as he gets Lee's famous recipe chicken free throw. That one splashes in, his 13th point.
Something I've noticed this fourth quarter is just that closing mentality of both Wash and Island. Not worried about who's going to do it, just worrying about getting it done.
And there they took Ethan Cope out of the basketball game so the home crowd could give him a standing ovation. That's a really cool thing to see. Island with another free throw. And Zori makes that one as well. That's his 14th point of the game. Blake Rogers. Cross-court pass it goes. Richardson will head to the rim. Gets cut off, still makes a 12-foot jumper. He's got 12 in the game now. And this one's going to come to an end. The Elida Bulldogs will move to 12-6 on the season, 7-1 in Western Buckeye League play with a 47-37 victory over the Wapakoneta Redskins. Jack and I'll be back in a moment with our Stolly Hustle Award winner and other post-game activities after this. You're watching high school basketball, WOSN. We're back at Wapakoneta High School. The Elida Bulldogs have taken a 47-37 Western Buckeye League over the Wapakoneta Redskins. First joy of business tonight is to read our Stolly Hustle Award winner. Check out highlights of tonight's Stolly Hustle Award winner on the WSN YouTube page. And we went tonight with Parker Krim.
There were plenty that we could have chose from, but Parker Cribb just seemed like he took on a challenge tonight. Scoring 11 points, he was active on the glass as per usual. Plenty of offensive boards, but this time able to put them back up in. And even a couple occasions, getting the ball on the block, able to back down his defender and score. It was his energy to take on the challenge of Walpock, knowing that this season is drawing ever closer, knowing that their shot at a WBL title is still on the line, and he took on the challenge and won.
Wapakoneta will drop to 9-10 on the season. They are 2-6 in the Western Buckeye League. Quarter scores for them tonight, 9, 9, 8, and 11. They were led in scoring tonight by Ryan Richardson. He had 12. Elida will go to 12-6. They are 7-1 in the Western Buckeye League. Quarter scores of 15, 13, 8, and 11. Zori Island had 14. Amari Wash 12. Parker Krim had 11. It's our Stolly Hustle Award winner page. When we come back, we'll try to get an interview with Coach Howard. You're watching high school basketball on WOSN. We're back at Wapakoneta. Tonight's postgame is sponsored by State Bank. Contact the State Bank for all your banking and financial service needs. Visit statebank.com, a member FDIC, an equal housing lender. We're back with the Elida coach, Ryan Howard. Ryan, the game, not exactly an up-tempo, fast-paced game, but your half-court defense tonight was outstanding.
Yeah, they did a very good job of keeping us out of the transition game tonight. We just didn't have it going. We battled a little sickness this week, but at the end of the day, held them under 40, and any time you can do that, you've got a chance to win a ball game in our league.
And how do you motivate these guys day in and day out to have such a high motor defensively with active hands and constant switching?
These guys, it took them a little while to figure out how to put 4 solid practices together. Over the past couple of weeks, we're starting to finish that out. Look, they're guys that love to show up on game day and play, and it's been working through that and getting them in 4 days during the week, but we're starting to hit our stride with it.
Ryan, continuing that defensive thought a little bit, Evan Jackson's got 2 points tonight, but his length on defensively is so good for you. It's a very important part of what you do.
He doesn't necessarily show up on a stat sheet, but what he does, he alters shots. He can jump out of the gym, and he can make things difficult, and it's almost like he plays 6'9" at times with the way he stretches on the floor.
And another guy, Marcus Hill, his development both offensively and defensively as the season has progressed. Kind of talk about that and what you've seen out of him as the season's gone on.
Well, we knew Marcus coming in lightning fast. He's a great kid, but he had to realize I got to sit down and defend to play in this program when he came over to us. And he's bought into everything. He's been an awesome teammate. He's been a great kid to coach, and I'm happy to have him.
Ryan, Zoe Island ended up with 14 tonight. He led your team in scoring. He's 6 points short of 1,000. Talk about what he means to your program.
He's our energy bunny. He's our vocal guy out there on the floor for us. He's our floor general, and he's earned it. He's had the helm for 4 years now, and with Under Tabes, we took a chance at him as a freshman, and with him out top, sometimes you got to live with the good and the bad, and it's been more good. And I'm just glad he's on my team, and I'm not prepping for him.
And one guy that always impresses coming out here is Parker Krim. We know his skill set on the boards, but it seemed like tonight he was carrying himself and attacking like he was taking on a challenge. Not only was he putting it back in off the boards, but able to back down a few times and really go at Wapak in that half-court set. What did you see from him tonight?
Well, Parker wasn't at school much this week. He was not feeling well. Didn't know if he was going to be there. He gutted through practice last night, and he's just a guy that loves to compete. He's a guy that's really worked, every day in practice on his footwork, and you can see that that's starting to pay off for him. Early on he's grabbing those rebounds, but he's necessarily not finishing for us. And for us to make a run down here the stretch, we've got to have him as that third complement player inside.
Ryan, final thoughts on this evening. The tournament draw is coming up on Sunday. What are you looking at in your division right now? I know you're in Division 4 in the Northwest area. You played Finley in the districts. What are you looking for out of the draw now?
Well, tonight's win should lock up the 1 seed for us. So I look at the 10 teams that are in there. I think everybody looks at it and says, man, why not us? Mm-hmm. So, we've got 4 more games in 6 days to get ready for it and then take a little break. And then you just got to get down and you got to grit through this time of year.
Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate what you've done. Our postgame night has been brought to you by State Bank. Contact the State Bank for all your banking and financial service needs. Visit yourstatebank.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Other sponsors tonight: Rose State College, Al's Woody's Diner, Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, Webb Insurance Agency, Metzger Financial Services, John Stocker DDS, Frost Roofing, Superior Credit Union, and Wapakoneta Ford. We want to thank Mr. Brad Rex here and our crew this evening: Jonathan Young, Kelsey Beimer, Wayne Getz. Appreciate all the work they've done for them. The Redskins lose this evening to the hot Elida Bulldogs, 47-37. You've been watching high school basketball, WLSN.